Hello everyone and welcome to Chat with Nene Alice. If this is your first time tuning in to Chat with Nene Alice, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to send your comments. And viewers, there is also a red button that you can click on anytime you want to get videos. So welcome to this session today, and with me today I have the pleasure of having Mr. Chernor Bah in our studios. Chernor is a feminist, and that's why we clicked. And he's also a writer, a motivational speaker, and also the co-founder for Purposeful in Sierra Leone. And Chernor, I want to welcome you to Chat with Nene Alice. You can introduce yourself some more if I have not said everything about you, so that viewers can know who we are talking with today.
Well, thank you very much. I'm a fan of Chat with Nene Alice, and I'm delighted to be here. I think you covered it all. I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, thank you, Chernor. And viewers, today, Chernor and I will be talking about the theme, how do we work as a collective? How do we work as a collective? And I know for some of you will say it's a common word, it's something that we've been using all this while, but as feminists, there is a deeper meaning to it. And so Chernor and I will take this opportunity, to break it down into bits and pieces so that we understand what it is when we talk about working as a collective. So Chernor, my very first question to you today is, what do you mean when we talk about working as a collective?
Well, I think as feminists, the foundation of our existence, the ideology of feminism, is about spurring a movement that can bring down the patriarchy and create a more equitable and just world. If the foundation of feminist thinking is that we reject the world as is and we're working together, people will bring different skill sets, different thinking, different ideas, but the goal is that together as feminists, we're taking down the system of oppression. So when we say collective at work, we're basically referring to how the work we do at Chat with Nene Alice, the work we do at Purposeful, the work other people are doing, all aggregate as a collective towards a singular goal of bringing down the patriarchy and creating a just and equal world.
So, I've been thinking about this. As a feminist, can you also have the thing of working as a collective as part of your personality, or it's something that you have to make conscious effort to be doing at all times?
Well, I say to people that being a feminist is it's not just what you believe, it's what you do. Feminist is an action thing. You can be like, oh, I believe in equality, I believe in women's rights, I believe that women are being oppressed and we need to do something about it. Yeah. That's only one step. The next step is, what are you doing actively in your life to ensure that your beliefs are being put into action? So I think as a feminist, you can work individually but still be part of a collective. So your individual, like what you're doing with this platform, I know you don't work alone, but you work with other people. But even with this platform, you are contributing to the collective. You're doing your part. Now, being in a collective does not mean we all have to come together every day and agree on what we do. But in your own little corner, you're doing your part that contributes to the bigger picture.
Yes, so, as you're talking, I'm also thinking, can working as a collective be a business? For example, in a business setting, you have boards of director, you have management team, and all of that. So can it also be as a business where you have all those mechanisms to ensure that you function well?
I tell people sometimes that you can have a feminist carpentry business. You can have as I said, feminism, it includes every aspect of our lives. So yes, in your business, you can work as a collective based on, because the transformation we see is a transformation that affects every facet of society. The patriarchal oppression is evident in every part of our lives, in our homes, in businesses, in the streets. And so this idea of the collective at work can be put into practice in your business, in terms of your business practices, what we do at Purposeful. I'm setting an example about rest, saying that work is only 4 days a week. This week we're on radical rest. like you can do those things as well in your business. Your hiring practices, your maternal mortality, parental leave practices, even safe motherhood, abortion,
and safeguarding
rules,
issues
safeguarding
as well.
issues. How you respond to those things in your business, the policies you create in your business can also be part of this program.
Yeah. So, can you give us an example of a collective that is effectively functioning in Sierra Leone?
I see many different kinds of collectives are functioning in Sierra Leone. So if you think about the work we did on reversing the ban on pregnant girls in school, that was an example of a collective. You got different people who were involved, waves involved in the court case against ECOWAS, Purposeful bringing together a coalition of folks who are interested in girls' education. The Minister of Education was part of that collective because he was advocating within government. So everybody doing their part to move forward a progressive agenda. I think it's an example of a functional collective. There are other examples as well in different movements, in different fights. Even now with the fight for women's representation within our government, you know, the jury bill and all those things. It's an example of a collective. Now, it's not always functional, it's not always in the sense successful in terms of the outcome, but I think the diverse coalition held together by the same values and beliefs and everybody doing their own part. I think all those are examples of functional.
Yeah, so viewers, Chernor has been explaining to us what it is to work as a collective, and he has given us some very good examples. You remember the work on reversing the ban on pregnant girls? Chernor's team and our office, and his office, sorry, was part of that critically. And we all know the success that we had with that particular thing that we did as a collective, you know. But the question I want to ask you, Chernor, this is a new terminology, maybe a new terminology for people who are, you know, listening to us and hearing it for the first time. Is there other, you know, synonyms, other ways that we have been working before that we can say it looks like a collective?
Yeah, I think collective is another word for movement. It's another word for coalition. It's another word for team. It's another word for, you know, just working together. I think the idea is with a collective, it means we're all kind of accountable to each other. And that's why I think it's powerful. But at Purposeful, in fact, we identify ourselves as a movement building hub. We believe that the change we seek can only happen if we work together. If different people with different ambitions and skill sets bring those skill sets together and we all work towards the same goal. So I think we've seen different iterations of this word, collective. It's just now we're trying to elevate that and say, hey, you can do your part, I can do our part, but we need to be connected. We need to be rooted in ideology because the belief is the core of this work. Because if we don't share the same ideology, then it's very easy for our work to be disjointed.
And then that leads me to the next question. So working as a collective, do we have responsibilities?
Absolutely. We have responsibilities to the cause and to each other. The foundation, our work at Purposeful, we're very big about, we don't believe even when we give money or donors should come and necessarily hold, you know, the idea is not that we are accountable to the donor, but we are accountable to the cause and we are accountable to each other. So as partners in a collective, the idea is I do what I need to do because you're there. You hold me accountable. We're working together as a team. And ultimately, we are all doing this work because we care about girls, because we care about women, because we care about the feminist values, which is the complete emancipation of women and girls, which is creating an equal and just society. So I think that's what holds us together. That's our North Star.
Yeah, and then I think the responsibilities as well has to do with your values.
Correct.
You know, values of being punctual,
Correct.
values of, you know, being able to, you know, to speak truth to power, values of being able, you know, to work with other people in ways that, you know, you can add value to whatever process.
Correct.
So, you know, thanks for bringing that out, and I'm happy I'm learning that as well. You know, in the feminist movement, there are feminist values, and working in a collective, you must have principles. So what are some of those principles that we can also share to viewers, you know, as we try to conclude?
I think at the end of the day, it's a deep commitment to justice, a fair and equitable world, a just world. That's injustice anywhere, as Martin Luther King put it, it's a threat to justice everywhere, and that's where intersectionality comes in. It's very difficult for you to say that you're committed to this principle, but you are okay with injustice against LGBTQIA people, against people who look different, against girls or different ethnicities and things like that. Because justice is absolute. You are committed to it, and so I think that's really important. That commitment to justice. And it's also how we show up in the world. As you said, just basic things like being punctual, being timely. At Purposeful, we talk a lot about the world we imagine. It's not just that that world is possible, but we have a duty to create that world now. So we want a fair, equal, just society where women are living in their full power. As folks in the collective, we have to manifest that world. What does that world look like? That's what we're trying to do at Purposeful. Where women are in charge, where women are leading, where our office policies are feminist. You know, we have, we hire women who are 8 months pregnant. We still make sure that they go on their 6-month leave, paid. You know, that's the future we want to see. And I think the ultimate value is we need to live those values now and demonstrate to the world that it's possible.
Okay, so viewers, I just want to go light on some of those values that we, should always try to adhere to. First of all, you have to be transparent. If you say you are a feminist or you are working in a collective, you also have to be very accountable. Just be just to whatever thing you're doing, and then people will know that you're standing out as a feminist. And you also should know that you cannot do it alone. You need to work in a collective. And even as you work in a collective, you need to add value to that process and ensure that whatever thing you set your minds to do, you are able to achieve it. You need to be sincere to the process, okay? And you know that not everybody is at your level. Some people are more than you, and some people are below you. We need to learn how to nurture, and we need to learn how to transfer skills. So thank you so much, Chernor. I think I've learned a lot from you today, and I know viewers too have learned a lot from you. So thank you. And do you want to say any last words? Because you are an inspiration to young people. You want to share any last words to them so that they can take home this week?
All I would say is continue to listen to Chat with Nene Alice. There's
Thank
a lot of
you. I'm blushing.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for this incredible platform, and I wish you all the best for it.
Thank you so much, Chernor. And viewers, if this is your first time tuning in to Chat with Nene Alice, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to send in your comments. And have a pleasant week.